Just you and me? Sending an email real quick. Wow. That's incredible. You want to hear an embarrassing story? So in high school, I played linebacker and tight end, and I got hurt. I have a back condition that I didn't know about until I got hurt in high school football. Didn't realize I had this pretty awful back condition that caused me to have pretty tremendous back spasms. And so one day I'm coming to school with like hunched over like Yoda as a 17-year-old, which that's not normal. So had to quit, not quit, but I was like basically missed 6 or 7 games of my junior year. The weight room for the football team was really good. Oh. Oh, okay. So I got hurt playing high school football, blah, 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 blah. So during football practice, if I wasn't, like, sometimes they made me ride the exercise bike on the sideline with my helmet on and, like, shorts and a t-shirt like an idiot. So everyone called me Lance, like Lance Armstrong. What they didn't realize is that I fell in love with cycling doing that. But I'd have to, like, go to the training room and get, like, these, like, electric stim machines put on my back all the time. Yeah. So then I'd sit in the hot tub, then I'd shower, and I'd shower for like an hour to waste time. Like I'd just go sit in the shower for a long time. And our shower in our high school locker room was open to the. Our shower was open to the football locker room, which was connected to the weight room, and the weight room was for football was the best one. So everyone used it. Um, yeah. So one day I'd been in the shower for like a while and then looked over and saw that the entire girls volleyball team was lifting weights. Mm-hmm. Just naked in the shower. Yep. No, but they almost all of those girls avoided eye contact with me for a while. Because here's the thing, like none of them closed the door. They very much should have. Yeah. So you were just hung like a capital criminal. Wow. We got well. Let's just start recording. We'll just.
Hello.
All right, I'm recording right now.
Oh, shit.
perfect. We've been live. I told an embarrassing story already on YouTube.
Jeez. I'm behind.
The correct Jordan Hare Stadium time is 9:18 Eastern Standard Time. That's 8:18 God's time. Your digital audio device is tuned into the Orange and True podcast, harbored by collegeofmagnolia.com. Greetings and salutations, Orange and Truthers. For the last time this winter, coming to you from Virginia, I am Son of Crow at Son of Crow 2 on Twitter, at Son of Crow on Venmo. Across the internet airwaves is the rumor monger, Ryan Starrett, at Ryan S. Starrett.
How's it going?
The S is for SEC opening champ. The other side of me giving you full Fort Payne ASMR, also coming to you live via Skype. A man of taste, a man with 1,000 generations inside of him, at AU Chief. A man with a cup full of ice. Oh, man.
That ASMR going.
Right into the mic. On today's show, do we have show notes, Ryo?
Yeah, a little bit.
We got some breaking news. J.B. Grimes, Auburn O-line coach, left the program. Does that mean fired?
Allowed to retire, as I like to think.
Drinking whiskey out of a wine glass, so I don't know anything anymore.
So that's a good thing, right?
Well, I don't know. Is it a good thing?
Well, it's never a good thing when someone loses their job.
It's a good thing for everybody, but J.B. Grimes.
Yeah. Well, not only not developing, but I mean, really struggling in recruiting too. I mean, not bringing very many guys in last year, and then having to really lean into the JUCOs this year. He's like what, like 5 years older than you?
Former NFL great Kendall Simmons is my favorite. Pittsburgh Steelers, Ryan. Ryan, the Pittsburgh Steelers are a football team that used to be really good.
Until all of their talent left in 1 year, is that right?
But I like Mike Tomlin. He's real chill. I think he'd be a good coach in the college, actually. Yes. Yes, he looks exactly like Omar Epps.
So he's a good doctor, right?
No, he's not a good doctor. Nothing on House was good doctoring. He's an effective doctor.
You don't want your doctor just having a pill addiction? Is that not?
Or just testing you for literally everything. The insurance bill at a house, like after you go to see House, was in the millions of dollars. Yeah. Oh no! Like if you're like Aetna and you find out that your client has gone to see Dr. House, you're like, oh crap, we're gonna have to pay $1 million for this guy. Sure. This dude does full body scans on every patient.
Yeah, I think he might be the betting favorite right now. I think a lot of people want him to.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. I'm actually not sure I didn't know that.
Analyst.
Jeez.
He's also diabetic. So, Chief, what would that mean to you as a fellow diabetic to know? Yeah, representation. That's awesome.
So this just goes back to Gus trying to build the ultimate former Auburn player coaching staff, right? Okay. A year of high school coaching?
Right.
Well, I mean, you could be looking for a head coach if you were another team in the SEC West right now. It's going to be emotional blitzer Ty Grantham at Mississippi State, isn't it? Just don't be Chiz. I don't want to have to play him.
Here's what I would love. I would love for Auburn to be the only school in the world that would offer Chiz another role back as like an assistant. I think he would take it.
Oh, that'd be great. Look, it doesn't get better than selling chicken fingers in Auburn.
No,
That is a gold mine.
selling cigarettes. Literally selling cigarettes.
Oh,
No.
something
However,
else.
this is what the difference between me and the average person who can become a major college football coach. The second I got my buyout, I would never work again. I wouldn't be on TV. I wouldn't be trying to coach. I wouldn't be trying to be some nothing analyst for Saban. I would have bought a boat and no one would see me again the rest of my life. Me and my wife and kiddo would be sailing the Caribbean, doing literally nothing but spending $6 million for the rest of my life. Or in Chiz's case, what was it, like $20 million that Auburn paid him?
Well,
You know how
he was
long it would
making more
take
than
me to spend
pennies.
$20 million? I'd love to find out. But I think it would be a boat and a couple of like timeshares, and that'd be it.
And a chicken finger restaurant.
Me and the fam would just be going to Saint somewhere, as Jimmy Buffett would say. First, you and Rick Ross.
Buy a lot of curse.
Lake Martin. Yeah, but if you have $20 million, you could probably get a place at a lot like more exotic locale than Lake Martin.
Chief, you could get Lake Gunnersville.
Shoot. This is the most redneck just coming into money thing I've ever heard.
No, jet skis. Yeah, gotta get the jet skis.
A fleet of jet skis. So far, you've spent less than half of this money. Now we're talking.
Chief, you could buy a heck of an aquarium for $20 million.
You can buy the Atlanta Aquarium.
You could buy a lake for $20 million.
You guys would never. I love you both, but you would never hear from me again. Like, whatever happened to Crow? Well, I don't know, man. I saw him in Bermuda, but
You could
I
be
don't
a
know.
heck of a bagman for $20 million.
I probably
Oh
wouldn't-
yeah,
another-
the catered seats.
I love Auburn basketball, but I probably wouldn't go to many games because I'd be sitting courtside at Mavs games or. No, I wouldn't even be in Dallas. Forget it. I'd be like sitting courtside at the horse race in Dubai.
Chief
Now-
Arena.
Here's a question for you guys. Wait, dadgummit. Lost a lot of my train of thought just now. Okay, so let's pretend for one weird thing that Chiz goes to Mississippi State. Does that change your opinion of the 2010 narrative of Mississippi State having a problem and then it becoming an Auburn problem? It's very strange because, like, for me, I dislike Mississippi State a lot, and a lot of it has to do with 2010. Yeah. Right. I always
The
felt
baseball
like
player?
it was that Kenny Rogers. Not the baseball player, Ryan, the Texas Ranger great, Kenny Rogers. This is the gambler himself. You gotta know when to hold up.
Oh yeah, the guy from, was it the Geico commercial?
Know when to fold 'em. The guy from the Seinfeld episode with the poster. Know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Ryan, I implore you to listen to the entire The Gambler song as often as possible for the next couple of days. Okay,
So how are you going to turn
So-
that into a parody song, bro?
well, I could. Yeah. Right.
I don't know. Iowa State probably wasn't too fond of them.
How
Yeah.
hilarious would that be to be an Iowa State fan? And the dude goes, what was it like?
5-19.
Yeah, 5-19 at your school, and then wins a dadgum national championship 2 years later. Unbelievable. All right, so I have a funny tweet from the great Roger Bennett. I shared it in the Slack, and I thought it encapsulated fandom better than anything I've ever heard. Being a fan of Everton Football Club is like being addicted to ice cream and also being lactose intolerant. It was one of the greatest things I ever read. And there are times where I feel that way about being an Auburn football fan, especially like during the bowl game. It was like being addicted to ice cream, yet being lactose intolerant. No, I didn't think we were going to win after the first quarter. And I was like, yeah, this team wants to win more than our team does. Good on them. Great year, Minnesota. That was my first thought. Except that Everton played Liverpool's C team. Right. That was surprising to me.
I'll tell you something. It hasn't even been a week since this game, and I remember not very much of it. I mean, nothing stood out in that game. I mean, there's a few big plays early, but like, it was just I don't know. Yeah, it was a Big Ten game. Yeah. Yeah, getting to 10 wins is you can actually puff your chest about that. But what it is every he hasn't won a bowl game that we cared about because the ones that you won you didn't care about because you didn't lose them. Like, except for the national championship, and is that it? I mean, I don't know. None of those beating Wisconsin, you're not like, oh yeah, remember that time we beat Wisconsin in the Outback Bowl? No, you don't, because
We lost to Wisconsin.
You wouldn't have cared. Exactly, that's my point. But if we had won that game, nobody cares. Yeah, but it's still the year that you could have gone to the playoff and then lost 3 straight.
Or
I mean,
the year that Nick Marshall finally won a bowl game. 0 for 2 in bowl games, Nick Marshall. Him and Bo Nix have the same number of bowl wins. And Nick Marshall and Bo Nix have won as many bowl games as one another.
are we going to be mad about the refs?
No.
Do we have to do that bit?
No.
Okay. I was talking about the touchdown, but the crazy. Oh, it was the best catch of the year, but he wasn't in.
It's an exhibition. This is like me getting mad about the Pro Bowl.
Well, before we leave football, we do have no. We've got it's about the players and not about all this other crap. We're losing a couple guys to the draft. Aaron Simpos was kind of the surprise.
Yeah.
I mean, punters don't normally get drafted.
Well, he's like 29 years old.
Yeah. I mean, just because you're not going to get drafted doesn't mean you aren't going to get picked up somewhere. It's like I don't know, he's probably done hanging out with 20-year-olds.
Yeah. He's got a wife, I think, or at least a fiance.
Yeah. More importantly, though, Noah Benogany's going to the draft.
I say, Anya, Sippo. Anya. Oh, man, of course. King of the own goal.
Yeah, I think that one, it was kind of surprising in the moment, but also it's like he'll probably get a chance to play, and guy's ready to go. He's ready to go. I mean, he's going to be one of the faster DBs in this draft class. Well, it's crazy. So, Iggy came in as a wide receiver. So he's only been a true defensive back for, 18 months? I mean, before last season. So if he gets drafted, that is a huge testament to the defensive staff, isn't it? I mean, if you're teaching him a new position, regardless of his talent, that's got to look good. Yeah. It'll definitely be a recruiting point, I think. Though Auburn's track team could be taking a bit of a hit. If you lose Nagy, Schwartz may be deciding on the Olympics soon, right?
He has to qualify. It's mainly like if he qualifies for the Olympics.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it's anything like
he's for leaving for qualifying for the Olympics is an idiot.
I don't think it's anything about like, oh, he doesn't want to be playing football at Auburn anymore. That's not what's happening. It's if you get a chance to go win a gold medal and what was it, Tokyo? It's the next Olympics.
I think that's right.
Yeah. If you get a chance to go represent your country, you do that. So.
Hell yeah. Let's go Germany and Belgium. That's my two teams in the Euros, Ryan.
I'm not familiar with what the Euros are.
Hedging my bets. I think one of those. This might be Belgium's year, as a matter of fact.
Is this cycling or is this football?
Association football.
So I need to pick a random team then, right?
Country. These are countries.
So,
just teams.
Oh, geez. Give me Portugal. That's a country.
They won the last one.
Cool. All right.
They have Cristiano Ronaldo. He is beautiful.
Unless the statue.
Cristiano Ronaldo looks like a cologne commercial. I bet it's incredible. I bet in real life, even during the middle of a match, he smells incredible. Just like Jarrett Stidham. Yeah, it's very true. Or Tua is.
Anything else on football? Yeah, I mean, I think we all kind of knew that was going to happen. Yeah, whole new offensive line, whole new defense, sans linebackers, right? And Roger McCreary is the only guy in the secondary coming back. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Did Bo Nix say if he was coming back?
Bonix.
No, we'll take a break.
Talk basketball. Take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk basketball. And we're back.
So if we're going to start on basketball, we got to start with Madison Pruitt on The Bachelor, right?
Nope. Nope.
You guys are big Bachelor fans? Yeah, no, my wife is.
Never have I ever watched a Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Are you going to watch it if she went to happen to go all the way to hometowns? You got to imagine Bruce is going to be a part of that.
Number one, I don't know what that is. Number two, even if I were in it, I wouldn't watch it.
So I guess that means we got to tag this thing with spoilers or something. People might get real upset. But
if the Venn diagram of Orange and True listeners and Bachelor like diehards, if you're part of that Venn diagram, man, I apologize.
Are you holding out on us? Did you maybe like serenade them with "We've Got Jared"? Just like Auburn Arena, nobody else there, just you singing "We've Got Jared" to them.
Spoiler for The Bachelor: I do not appear in this season of The Bachelor.
I don't believe you.
And even if I did, I wouldn't watch. They
go to the end and the guy has two of them come up like one after the other and breaks up with one of them and proposes to the other. That's how the show ends.
Wow.
It's just true love, guys. True love.
They have to have 2 kids, don't they?
What?
They're required to get married and have 2 children. It's the weirdest show in the world, The Bachelor. I'd actually maybe watch it if that was the case. If there were like kids' lives on the line, I'd watch that show. Meanwhile, it's just a facade of what we think in the West relationships and love are. It really tells more about the people who watch it than it does about people on the show. No one knows what love is anymore. Speaking of love, I love the Auburn University men's basketball team, and they beat the absolute stink off the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Excuse me, you forgot something. The top 5 Auburn men's basketball team.
Now we're talking top 5.
Yeah, I think we are number 5 in every major poll. Right, that's what I'm saying. Not the computer rankings.
There'll be a little number 5 next to our name when we play next.
Correct.
Haters have us at 8.
You enjoyed winning at the hump. Hey, it's the place where I saw my first college basketball game.
You like that, as Kirk Cousins would say? You like that? Why is it called the hump? Does it have anything to do with dogs?
It's Humphrey Coliseum, yeah.
Oh, it doesn't have anything to do with bulldogs and their predilection for getting on your leg and. Well, Clark's better off
French
just
over
letting
here.
him finish.
So this was the biggest win of the year so far. I mean, they're like borderline top 50 KenPom. It was on the road, and it was ugly. Yeah, Q1 win. But we had like 9 points, 15 minutes into the game or something like that. It's a real barn burner. Oh, Chief.
The most abrasive podcast host in the Auburn family. Hey, you, Chief. Here's what I like about that is that Daniel Purifoy up until this point has had a pretty meh offensive season. But finally, there was a stretch of basketball where he reminded everybody that he is a natural scorer of the basketball. And I think that Auburn's going to need that because we really don't have a lot more natural scorers on the team. Dangel, when he can play, when he's playing up to his ability, is effortless. He makes the ball go in the basket without having to do a whole lot of extra effort. He's a really good offensive basketball player.
Can I ask you how many points he had in this game? Just without looking. Crow.
14?
He had 11.
Okay.
Meanwhile, somebody had 28. Crow,
Jalen McCormick
is 28 more than the number of capital letters in his name?
Yeah.
I need help counting that. It's someone that learned how to just hit his free throws finally, Javon.
I love Jalen McCormick.
No, he only had 5. He only had 5 rebounds, but he also had 5 blocks. Yeah. Well, they had one guy, might be, if not the most physical, one of the most physical guys we're going to face all season, and Abdul Adu. He had 9 blocks in this game.
Jeez.
That is.
It felt like
that's not good if you're Auburn. Yeah.
No,
I think he only had like 5 or 6 points, but 9 blocks again. And this is the thing. Auburn has not been a team that has given up a lot of blocks this year,
which is why we win games, because we're a team that gets to the rim a lot, but doesn't get our shots blocked a lot. Then all of a sudden, you got a guy who's blocking our shots, and Auburn again has to find yet another way to win basketball games.
Yeah, it was the last 5 minutes or so. Yeah, it ended up Auburn was able to play better possession basketball in this game. I mean, Mississippi State was kind of turning the ball over all over the place. They weren't getting any assists or anything like that. I mean, they weren't able to pass the ball.
Yeah.
They were as bad as Auburn early in the game, and then they never really got better.
This was a fun basketball game to watch, but you can't really say about a lot of Auburn's games. Some of the games this year have been slogs. This one was actually a really entertaining and fun bit of entertainment television. I actually really liked it. And I was so scared. I mean, the guys on the Slack know. Weeks ago, I was saying I thought we were going to lose.
Here's the secret, guys. We're not losing a game this year.
What's that, Ryan?
We're not losing a game this year.
Oh.
No. Come on.
Chief, you got to barn a little bit harder.
Come on, guys.
I hope we lose.
Auburn
every
football will lose a game before Auburn basketball does.
Oh. Man. That's a 1 seed.
That gets you to 26-5. That's pretty good. Yeah.
If we go 26-5, man. Here, think about this. I want everybody to say this out loud, or at least in your head, if you're listening to this podcast, whether you're driving to work or maybe you're driving home from work. I want you to think NCAA tournament most outstanding player, Javon McCormick. Absolutely.
You're not going to stand for your guy, Austin Wiley?
Oh, no. Here's the thing about Austin. Did you see what was his name? A fairly recent addition to the Auburn basketball Twitter sphere posted a pretty cool stat.
Was it Auburn?
No.
AWBARN?
No, Amir's headband.
Oh, okay.
It's not me.
That's your burner account?
The fact that Son of Crow is a burner account is hilarious, but
well, your secret got out after the song.
I put my name on Twitter, by the way, yesterday.
Oh,
man,
yeah. Put a name on it.
At Ethan Day American. Samir's headband. All right, guys, I want to have an Austin Wiley hype session after seeing a stat. He is currently averaging 1.82 points per field goal attempt this season.
I've been touting that all year.
That is insane. DeMarcus Cousins averaged 1.56. Anthony Davis was 1.68. Frank Kaminsky with 1.5. But his whole thread is pretty intense. Like, what that stat means, Ryan's right. He has been going over that all year.
I mean, he's actually down from where he was. He was up over 2 for a while. Here's the thing. He had one of his worst games of the year and went 10-5 against the SEC team.
Zion, so he also notes that Zion Williamson was the most efficient college basketball player in the modern era. He had a PER 41 last year, and he averaged 1.71. So right now,
because he got stuffed by Horace. I mean,
Wiley's averaging a higher points per field goal attempt than the great Zion Williamson, who hasn't played a basketball game since last year, which is sad because I think everyone's forgotten that he's really awesome. So he's going to win Rookie of the Year next year in a total Blake style.
I think Chuma may have something to say about it.
Well, I don't know, man. I like Chuma a lot, but he's not Zion. No, Zion's not playing this year, man. I don't think
he's going to have to go up against Isaac Okoro next year. So it's tough sledding.
No.
Well, and he's turned into a, not necessarily a good free throw shooter, but a good enough free throw shooter. Yeah, I mean, okay, we'll play this game too. What do you think his free throw percentage is this year? Oh, that's a little high. 68. So it's almost real nice. But I mean, I think his career is much lower than that. And he's right. And so if you combine that, you just being a good enough free throw shooter with the fact that he draws 8 fouls a game, he's wrong. Yeah. Yeah. The second worst team in the SEC.
I like being Vanderbilt. I think it just makes the universe feel like a safe place.
It's at home, so we don't have to worry about the
their bonkers sideways basketball court.
It's a theater.
Yeah, the only way that shouldn't be allowed unless Auburn gets to make an octagonal basketball court. Gosh,
there you go.
Octagonal. Octagonal. They did not win a conference basketball game last year.
Yeah, it's is it Jerry Stackhouse there now?
Yeah, Jerry Stackhouse is there. They fired the coach.
Yeah.
Jerry Stackhouse will be in Auburn Arena, guys.
Do you know who else might be in Auburn Arena? I can't confirm this, but there's a chance. Scottie Pippen Jr. is on this Vandy team.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's a freshman, and I think he's their like third leading scorer this year.
His dad's Scottie Pippen, man. Yeah, that's true. You know what I love about Jerry Stackhouse is that everybody who watches the NBA and knows a lot about the NBA understands that dude is ready to fight 100% of the time. Like, it would not shock me if he is ready to give hands to anybody who comes close to that bench. Here we go. Here's some lists of Jerry Stackhouse fights. He beat the crap out of Christian Laettner one time on an airplane.
Doesn't everybody hate Christian Laettner?
In 1999. Here's the best part about that story. Christian Laettner had a broken rib at the time. But they were both on the Pistons, and they had a card game. It got bad, Stack went after him. He does not care if you're on the injured list. If you owe him money, give him his money. Yeah, here's another great story. 1997, on the Pistons, he and his good friend, Allen Iverson, again, good friend, Allen Iverson are on the same team, and during practice, he punched Allen Iverson in the head. And
not a game. Practice.
After the game, Jerry Stackhouse told reporters it was a fight between one guy who doesn't know how to fight, and another guy who didn't want to fight. He's gonna punch a kid. Like,
was it you, Chief? Was it you? That sounds like a good name for that role.
he almost got in a fight with Byron Scott in 2008, and that's interesting because Byron Scott was a coach in 2008, and he was coaching the Hornets. And Stackhouse was playing against the Hornets and almost fought him because he said, quote, "He's a sucker in my book." Yes! Jerry Stackhouse is my favorite coach in the SEC. Bruce Pearl number 2 now.
What do you have to lose? The team that didn't win any conference games with like 2 NBA players last year? One was hurt. I know. Speaking of shooting the three, Will, they've got not a role player, but their best player, Aaron Nesmith, shooting 51% from 3 this year. Yeah. He's averaging 24 a game. His PR's at like 29.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hey, is it Okuru?
Okuru.
Is everybody wrong with that one guy?
I think
what if we're all wrong?
I think he's calling the game again tomorrow, just so y'all know.
What if we are all wrong and he is right? And it's Okoro. Guys, in 2005, Jerry Stackhouse got in a fight 20 minutes after his Dallas Mavericks beat the Jazz 88-81. Here's the deal. He stands in the tunnel leading to the team bus of the Utah Jazz, and then just started fighting Kirk Snyder, who was a rookie. This is an 05. Jerry Stackhouse been in the league forever by this point. And he's
a man. He's 40.
Started throwing hands at Kirk Snyder. Apparently, at Mavericks officials, security guards, his Mavericks teammates drug Kirk Snyder back to the Mavs locker room. Security officials had to rush to break it up. There were reports that he knocked him out. I mean, he not only the weird thing about Jerry Stackhouse, a lot of NBA guys fight. Very few guys are good at fighting, and even fewer guys win every fight they ever get into. Jerry Stackhouse was apparently not only good at fighting, but he won every single fight that he got into in the NBA. He once beat the absolute stink out of Jeff Hornacek, and that's on the internet. You can find that on YouTube. Jerry Stackhouse for Jeff Hornacek. Yeah, he gave him a 1-2 piece, like you get at Popeyes. I can't wait. I hope he gets in a fight with somebody during the game. I hope it's a Vanderbilt player, though.
Maybe.
Dream scenario is he yells at Pippen Jr., Pippen yells at him, and he and Scottie Pippen get into a knockdown, drag-out fight in the stands.
I feel like we need Barkley there for this game. I want Barkley there to shit talk him.
Yeah. Maybe the Monstars will come and steal Isaac Okoro's talent. Who knows?
Speaking of beating up on people, I'm going to read you the Ken Pom rankings of Vandy's wins this year. It's people talking about Auburn having a weak schedule. They're 8-5. They're 8-5. They have beaten number 314, number 308, number 191, number 332, number 319, 150, 316, and hey, a top 182. Davidson.
Hey.
Yeah. It's a lot of 300s. It's number 69 Richmond, 102 Tulsa, 47 Liberty, 105 Loyola, and 75 SMU. Their losses are respectable. Their wins are pretty bad. No, they are projected at 13-18. This isn't the big game this week. I mean, let's be honest. Saturday, we might be seeing the number 1 draft pick in Auburn Arena on Saturday.
Nah, dog.
You forget the Hawks are drafting first.
Nah, dog. The dude, him or the other Anthony from North Carolina are going number 1.
Yeah.
There's 2 guys named Anthony. One of them's going number 1. No, he could.
It just doesn't matter.
The Hawks don't care. Because of this dude. No, he got nobody. Because the difference between a NBA number 1 pick in the draft, 5-star, and the guy who can play for you for 3 years, 5-star, is night and day. The problem is with basketball is we're still rating it on a 1 to 5-star scale, and we really should add a 6-star for cats who shouldn't even be here. Well, because look, Chief. For instance, Stretch was he was a 4-star, right? He doesn't get any minutes. Meanwhile, Isaac Okoro's 4-5, and he's gonna be in the NBA. We need a new star in basketball recruiting.
Chief, you're not crazy. They were number 11 in the country last year in the recruiting class.
But they had Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards and 4 other 4-stars. That is a huge signing class. They brought in 8 guys this offseason.
But the difference between a 4-star might not play his freshman year. Yeah. But Devin Cambridge is not in the same league as Anthony Edwards. True. I like Devin Cambridge a ton. But Anthony Edwards is a professional player.
Oh, so Auburn had Devin Cambridge, Stretch, Alan Flanagan, and Javon Franklin, all as 3-stars last year.
As of this moment, Anthony Edwards, Georgia Bulldogs are beating Kentucky 37-31.
Is he having a good night? I was kind of curious about that.
He has got 8 points.
Okay,
4 rebounds.
Here's the thing. Like, I haven't watched him play this year, so I'm not going to say that he's not good. But just looking at his numbers are not that good.
What are you talking? He's averaging 18 a game,
and his usage percent's like 40%. He takes all of the shots. That's like James Harden having a 20-point night. Like, sure, whatever.
Yeah, but he's also shooting 40% from the field. So it isn't like he's not making good shots.
But he's not like he's making threes though. I mean,
he's just not shooting good free throw. He is a 75% free throw percentage. So if he gets fouled, he doesn't score a lot of points. Whereas James Harden
75% is
90% from free throw.
Compared to what we've been doing this year.
Yeah, like James Harden has a 40% usage rate, but his free throw percentage is like in the 90s. So you foul him, it's points. You foul Anthony Edwards, it's maybe points. Look, I feel you, man. Yes. They're making a follow-up.
Oh yeah, they're doing the sequel.
Here's Anthony Edwards' point totals that stick out to me. He's got a 29-point game, a 37-point game, a 23-point game, and a 24-point game. A 37-point game against number 3 Michigan State. That's nuts.
Okay, in his last game against Memphis, ranked Memphis, top 10 win. Good job for Georgia. He was 2 of 12 from 2.
He had 13, 5 rebounds,
points.
4 assists. He had
13 points on 17 shots.
2 turnovers. Well, in my opinion,
it sounds like what everybody thought Bryce Brown was until seeing his senior year. Again, I'm not talking about his talent level because I'm sure all of these scouts know what they're talking about. I'm just saying his numbers are.
Here's the thing. He's a lot like Trae Young in that Trae Young had to take every blessed shot for that Oklahoma team for them to have a shot. Like even in that game, he was 2 for 5 from 3, and had 5 rebounds. Nothing.
So they've got one of their guys having a decent year, Rayshawn Hammonds. He's their big. He's having an all right year. I mean, he's a pretty good player. Past that, there's not much. No, I mean I say he's their big, but he's 6'9", and he's the biggest guy on the team. Yeah,
nice.
They're a pretty small team. I think Mack and Wiley should be able to have a game in this one.
Austin Wiley, who is maybe the SEC Player of the Year at this point.
He's still got a 32 PER right now, or 31 or something like that.
Anybody who doesn't vote him on their SEC first team is basically saying we don't care about advanced statistics in this conference.
They probably don't. That's the sad part.
Yeah. Well, last year, that's tough. Auburn spread the ball around a lot last year, and advanced stats were not as high on Auburn and any individual Auburn player last year as they are on Austin right now. Like, he has a higher PER now than Chuma could have sniffed last year. And I'm not going to sit here and say he's better than Chuma Okeke was at the end of last year, but his advanced stats are better. Here's the better question, and this is probably the most controversial opinion I have, is does Chuma Okeke start over Isaac Okoro right now?
He doesn't have to. He starts over Danjel.
But they both play the 3. Let's say they're both playing the 3.
Yeah, Chuma played the 4 last year.
If you got to put one of them in and you got to put one on the bench, which one is on the bench?
Danjel.
No, not Danjel. I'm talking between Chuma and Isaac.
So here's the better question: Are you playing freshman Chuma over freshman Isaac? And I'm playing freshman Isaac. If we're talking about tournament Chuma, it's probably tournament Chuma.
I'm talking about Chuma as of this point last year. Man, I don't know. Okoro is so good on defense. That one side of the court is so good. He was our best defender.
So in conference play last year, in conference play last year, Chuma had double-digit games in 15 of 18 games, and one of those was a 9. And he had 3 triple-doubles, 4 triple-doubles. Sorry, not triple-doubles, double-doubles.
You did not have triple-double.
He had 4 double-doubles. Yeah.
Isaac had how many points yesterday? Or not yesterday, against the State?
I know he was double digits. I don't have to go. Hang on.
Dude's played. He has a double-digit points in 100% of his conference games.
14-8 last week or Saturday against Pacific
State. 14-8 playing the 3.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so good. He's so good.
Yeah, he's
14-8 playing
like
the 3.
20%.
No 3.
He's like 20%.
Isaac is a 2, by the way. Like, naturally, he's a 2. But, well, that's Isaac's problem. But from a skill set otherwise standpoint and size, he's a 2. Yeah, he'll play 2 next year. And so he's got to learn to shoot threes. Because right now he's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is kind of his comp. He just plays defense and then sometimes can shoot sometimes. But he's a 2. So in actuality, Auburn could have played Jared, Isaac, Chuma, Mac, Wiley. Bryce coming off the bench, playing against a bunch of backups on the other team, just torching dudes.
Or you just have Bryce instead of Mac. You know, I don't know.
No, because Chuma's a 3.
This isn't the NBA, Crow. Come on.
Think about the matchup.
Chuma was the 5 for a little bit of his freshman year.
Yeah. Think about the matchup problems you give a team when you've got a 6'7" 2 and a 6'10" 3. You kill teams. What are they going to do? And it isn't like Chuma can't run or Okoro can't run.
Well, Chuma probably can't run great.
Ryan's right. Chuma can't run right now because he's got a torn ACL.
What are you talking about? I guess, holy shoot, it was 9 months ago.
It was 9 months ago. You could have gotten you could have gotten your wife pregnant and she would have had a kid since Chuma Okeke got.
I mean,
God bless that child. Well, guys, I don't know what else to talk about. We've been talking for an hour about a bunch of nonsense. We don't have to do that yet. Don't make me do that.
we calling Drew back in a couple weeks for update us to what we need to know.
Just let's do it like at least a week before the season starts, not like in January. Dadgummit.
Got softball before that.
The problem with baseball is it just reminds me that the other sports are about to end. Everything about baseball is just reminding me that at some point I'm going to have to put up with baseball as the only thing on TV in the middle of the summer. And then it's the Little League World
You got
Series.
the Olympics. You got the Olympics this summer.
Man. Ugh.
Wait.
It is
When are you,
good
when are you
golf.
talking
It's
about?
like the
Chief?
Phoenix Open.
Chief, when are you? That doesn't line up. March Madness ends after opening day. Yes. Yeah, it's March 25th this year. Take a look.
When you talk about baseball creep,
No, I mean normally it's
up to
normally it's like April 1st or April 2nd. I promise. Yeah. No.
well, at least the NBA has come to its senses and moved its playoffs later and later toward the finals now, like almost into July. Otherwise, I just can't put up with it. Yeah. Now they're late June is like the end of the NBA finals.
And then it's the middle of the baseball season then.
Just put up with 162 of these things. 82.
Half that.
Half. There's too many NBA games, and there are twice as many baseball games. The one where it was 70 games, I agree. 70 games is perfect. Yeah, 70 games is the perfect number of games for the NBA. The problem with that year was that the first 25 games, nobody was in shape because they didn't know that the season was going to start. So everybody was just fat and out of shape. And the number.
That's a great excuse, though, isn't it? Because like, you knew the lockout wasn't going to be all season. So it's like, oh, well, technically, I guess if it's a lockout, I can't work out. I mean,
Yeah. They all played their way into shape for the first couple of weeks of the year, but like scoring was down across the league. But then by the end, it was like, oh crap, we only have like 5 games left. We don't know who the number 1 seed is. It was a great year. All right, guys. I cannot wait to get back to Auburn and record another episode back in the Crow Compound next week. Yeah, between now and then.
I'll be at both of them.
Nah, unless somebody gives me tickets, I'm not going. Hey, if you want to give me tickets, at Son of Crow 2 on Twitter.
You got to get the celebrity letter into the game, every game.
Yeah, you would think that'd be the case. Wow. Me and Aubrey. Who'd have thought? Not me. Who'd
Hey,
have thought?
Aubrey
Look
was
at
on The
that.
Bachelor.
Yeah, exactly. I wish Aubrey would be the Bachelor. Yeah. Yes. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Bonos. All right. Finish recording. And
That's fine.
that's okay. All right. See y'all.
See ya.